Hello everyone, this is Aegon of Astora, and welcome back to my first ever playthrough of Demon Souls. This is episode number 10 being recorded on Monday the 18th of December. I hope you're all having a fantastic day whenever it is you find yourself watching this. So by way of a disclaimer, I'm feeling rather under the weather today, unfortunately. I haven't recorded in a couple of days. On Saturday, I had a family thing to attend to, and then yesterday, Sunday, I was hanging out with the Trash Man all day. We went to watch the new Star Wars movie, which we both very much enjoyed, and which I won't be spoiling, so don't worry. But yeah, we both enjoyed it, and then we went back to my place afterwards and did a 3-hour Resident Evil 7 stream. First game we ever played together was Resident Evil 5, and I've heard great things about Resident Evil 7, and I had played the first 90 minutes up to that point, but the Trash Man hadn't. So we're going to read some comments in a minute, and because of the stupid brass telescope animation, I can't capture any time-lapse videos for this series in the same way that I do for my Let's Talk Lore series, so I'm just going to put the live stream footage from our Resident Evil 7 stream on the screen while we're reading the comments. I'm sorry that it's not Demon Souls, but I would assume that it's better than me just standing here and staring at the camera. So, interesting that I'm not feeling well. I got a sore throat. I've been coughing a lot. Probably too much to be recording right now, but I can't really lose another day. I need to continue recording this series in order to get it done in a decent amount of time. And I was thinking, you know what? It's kind of funny because the last really long playthrough I did like this one, really long, really intensive playthrough, was Dark Souls 3, my blind playthrough for that. And I'm pretty sure that if you go back and you watch that series, it was around episode 10 or 11 where I got sick while making that playthrough as well. So I don't know, maybe there's something I'm doing in terms of these playthroughs, trying to get them out too quickly, because in spite of what lots of people have said in this community and more broadly, Let's Play series or playthroughs are not easy to do. They are anything but easy to do. So it's really not all that surprising, I guess, that in trying to pump out what is basically 30 hours of content in 30 days, that I would wind up feeling sick. But yeah, so that's what we're dealing with today, so I apologize if I am less myself than I usually am. I'm more myself in terms of being able to express myself in the game space because I have a wonderful DualShock 4 controller that I'm using, but we'll get to that in a minute. But I apologize if I am otherwise off in some way, shape, or form. So there have been a ton of comments that have come in since I recorded the last episode, and there were a ton then, but there's even more now, and there's so many that I'd love to read, and we're not even going to read the ones fully that I have prepared here, but I am at least going to touch on their central point and just briefly address things that people have raised in the comment section. Starting with actually just a brief thank you to Expo0013, who left a couple of comments that are unfortunately much too long for us to read here, but contain a lot of very helpful tips for new players. So I believe that was on either episode 1 or 2, so I would recommend checking out that comment if you are a new player playing along with this series. We also received a comment, I believe it was on that same video, from a user named AJ Sin, which I think I mentioned in my last playthrough, but AJ Sin is, I think, my oldest viewer, or certainly he's the first viewer that actually commented on my videos and engaged with them. Aside from my ex-partner, she left a few comments as well, but AJ Sim was the first person I didn't know who was leaving comments on my videos, and yeah, I appreciate tremendously whenever I see a comment from AJ Sin, even if it's a brief one, just to know that here's this person who was here when I had like 30 subscribers, and they're still sticking around, so that's pretty cool. So hi AJ Sin, and thanks for watching, friend. Swinny UK was one of several people who left a comment trying to explain to me how to use a DualShock 4 controller with the PlayStation 3. And the steps that Swinny UK provided are essentially those which I had read elsewhere when I set it up, and that is you plug the DualShock 4 controller into your PS3 via USB, and then you go to the accessory settings menu and then manage Bluetooth devices, and then you click to scan for Bluetooth devices, you unplug the USB cable from your DualShock 4, and you simultaneously press and hold the share and PlayStation buttons, and then once the device is found, you plug it back in and select wireless controller. In my case, I actually had to take the wire out and I had to put it in and then take it out. I'm not sure why it was like that, but if you fiddle around with it, it'll work. And in order to actually play with the controller in the Souls games, the one step that I've seen that wasn't addressed in any of these things that I've read online is that you need to actually go to the Manage Controllers menu thing and change your DualShock 4 from the second player to the first player. And then beautiful DualShock 4 control, and not that horrendous DualShock 3 refurbished controller nonsense. So thank you, Swinny UK, and everyone else who pointed that out. I really do appreciate it. And in an earlier episode, I mentioned that we had a comment which suggested that we try to even out our playtime in the early series between all of the different archstones. So starting with 2-1, 3-1, so on and so forth. So we haven't really done that up to this point. And I wanted to acknowledge that the person who wrote this comment was, Charles. So thank you, Charles. And I know we haven't really done that up to this point, but we're going to start in this episode by going to the third archstone, 3-1, I guess you would call it, and starting there. And then after we've defeated the first boss there, we're going to go to the next one, and then the one after that, and so on and so forth. So we haven't done that up to this point just yet, but yeah, we're going to act on that feedback now. And really, the actual reason is that I really just don't want to go back to Stonefang Tunnel at this point, but yeah. Aresh Septango writes, your character looks like Robert Downey Jr. and Peter Dinklage had a baby, and he's pissed. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, that's pretty good. So I had a couple of comments about this, but the one I have here is from Pascal, who notes that we seem to have encountered a glitch in our Phalanx boss fight, and that the Phalanx itself is supposed to be there from the start of the boss fight, and yet when we went in there, it was just ads for some reason. So yeah, that was very curious, and I'm glad to know that that's not. At least it didn't seem very polished, so I'm happy to know that that wasn't an issue with the game in general, and that's just an issue with whatever it was we were experiencing previously. Namazuros writes, I have to say, while I'm sorry that you had to deal with these horrible frame rate and audio issues, it makes me feel better knowing that I'm not alone. I recently picked up Demon Souls again and was horrified that I either had a PS3 issue or scratched discs, so at least you helped reassure me that I'm not alone in dealing with these issues. Well, and likewise to you, friend, because all these people who have been writing comments explaining that they've run into similar issues has been very helpful in allowing me to just sort of enjoy the game and not worry so much about the online components as I had originally intended to. So thank you. John Harrison notes that since this isn't a blind playthrough, just FYI, by saying no to the Monumental, you won't be able to get the friendship ring later in the game. So let me get this straight. The guy who, for 3 years now, has been making YouTube videos where he refers to all the players and enemies in the game as friends, can't get a ring that is called the friendship ring. All because I said no to the stupid, psychotic Monumental and their laugh after, telling us that we're trapped. So yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting. Yeah, you can let me know what the friendship ring does, or what its significance is supposed to be, because I'm obviously not gonna start over at this point just to say yes to the Monumental, but that is intriguing. And Swinny UK noted that this seems to be an issue specifically with the Atlas servers, because there are different publishers for the UK, I believe, and for North America. Atlas is the North American publisher, and for whatever reason, they seem to be running their servers using potatoes and carrots and various other vegetables that they decided to just try and hook into PCI slots and see what's happening. I don't have a clue what's actually going on, but that's really, what it feels like. And Sanguine, on that note, had a comment which I thought really well summed up what was happening. In writing, sadly, those are the sounds that Souls games make when its online service is near death. It will one day come for them all. Yep, very well said. Succinct, to the point, and very apt. So thank you, Sanguine01, for that. Decoy Black Mage writes, just as an early warning, the walking effect while you are in body form is not the only difference. There are NPC enemies in this game that have 0 voice lines unless you are in body form. And that is really, really cool. So thank you. If there's anything that I'm, egregiously going to miss as a result of not being in a specific form, feel free to let me know so that I can make sure to be on top of that. Nairn Defezver Diffa Visor writes, so is Let's Talk Lore dead? So I'm going to assume that this person didn't watch the first episode of this series because this comment was left on the 6th one, and I'm going to assume, and I apologize if you're actually watching and listening to this, Naren, because I'm not trying to cast aspersions on you personally, but the impression I get is that this person saw Demon Souls for the 6th straight day in their subscription feed and thought, hey, is Let's Talk Lore dead? Because, I don't want to get all these Demon Souls videos in my subscription feed. To which I just want to reassure anyone who's wondering about Let's Talk Lore, if I didn't make this clear already, yes, we're finishing the series. There isn't a single playthrough on my series that I haven't finished, that I've started. So if I've started a playthrough, I'm going to finish it. That's just sort of always the way I've operated. I don't like leaving things unfinished. But Dark Souls 3 Let's Talk Lore, and I know I say this a lot, but every time I receive a comment like this, I think it deserves to be reiterated, but those episodes take weeks to make. Weeks of time to make. And I don't have a lot of spare time, so I have to use my time as judiciously as I possibly can. Because I don't have a heck of a lot of social life, but I do have somewhat of a social life. I have a family that I like to see and nieces that are growing up really fast, and I want to make sure that I'm there to see them growing up. And I have all my work and my research to do. So this channel really it can't be my number one priority in my life. I have other things that I need to be doing. And this is a playthrough that, though, yes, it's very labor intensive, it's nothing compared to a single episode of this series is nothing compared to a single episode of Let's Talk Lore, which, again, takes weeks to make. Those episodes are not easy to make. They're very time consuming. So if we were to wait until Dark Souls 3 Let's Talk Lore was finished before starting the Demon Souls playthrough, the servers would already have been gone. There would have been no servers left. So the reason why I am doing this series, even though we've not finished Dark Souls 3 Let's Talk Lore, is that Dark Souls 3 Let's Talk Lore is going to take another 12 months or so to finish. And again, by that time, the Demon Souls servers would have already been offline. So, you can't please everyone, and I understand that, but it is occasionally disheartening when I receive comments like this where it's like, I tried to explain this, and I know everyone doesn't, I'm not expecting everyone to remember everything I say, but just rest assured that we are going to return to Let's Talk Lore after this series is finished, but don't expect a new episode the day after the last episode of this series goes up, because the next episode and several of the upcoming episodes are going to have guest appearances, and those take even longer than weeks. Those take about a month to do. So please just be patient and know that I'm working on it, and I will return to Let's Talk Lore after this series is finished. But, I know I can't please everyone, but just know that if this series isn't your cup of tea, that we will be returning to your regularly scheduled program shortly. Grayset wrote a comment which basically notes that in the tutorial area, when I was asking about whether or not you're allowed to die elsewhere in the tutorial area, or if that would just bring you to the Nexus immediately, Grayset noted that if you ever get down to 1 HP in the tutorial area, up until you enter the boss fog for Vanguard, you cannot die. You will not go below 1 HP. So you actually can't die in the tutorial before Vanguard. And that is fascinating. That really is fascinating. As the first Souls game, again, it makes sense, but it's just weird from our present perspective. Disgusting mess of God knows what. I think that one is for either that Shadow Trapper or puzzle or another one after that.
It's disgusting.
So something good actually did come of it there. I was saying nothing.
Ah! Jesus Christ! Oh my God! I scared the shit out of me.
My little girl has given us a gift.
And finally, we had a comment on the first episode from a user named Joseph, who pointed out that the thumbnail for the first episode of the series thumbnail, is from Dark Souls. And I replied and explained to this person that no, actually it isn't. It's actually a promotional image from both Dark Souls and a promotional image from Demon Souls mashed together. And the idea behind the thumbnail is supposed to be Aegon of Astora plays Demon Souls, because the promotional image for Dark Souls 1 contains an Astora Knight, which is obviously supposed to be Oscar of Astora, but Aegon of Astora is also an Astora Knight, and he's also playing Demon Souls for the first time. So that's what that thumbnail is supposed to be communicating, and not I wasn't just thinking, oh, this is a cool looking picture, we'll put this together with that. There's generally some measure of thought and reason why a thumbnail that I've selected is there. And sometimes it's just like in episode 7 of this series, I think it was, or episode 6, where it's just a cutscene from water being poured onto the lava in Stonefang Tunnel. I didn't really have anything else to do for that episode just because not a heck of a lot happened. And again, because of this really silly brass telescope nonsense. So yeah, but yeah, those are all the comments I have for now. I will certainly, in another few episodes, look for some more comments to talk about. As I mentioned at the outset of this series, this isn't Let's Talk Lore, and I'm not going to read nearly as many comments as Let's Talk Lore, because again, that would take much too long, and this series needs to be wrapped up soon. There was also a comment that I didn't save, but I'm now it just came to mind right now, where they noted that we had missed this entire side over here. Whereas the other side seemed to be populated mostly by clerics, this side, I wonder if this is supposed to be the sorcery side, because we have scrolls and stuff here, and this guy's looking all fancy. So, yeah, let's see if my hunch is right about that.
What do you want, brute? I have no use for miscreants like yourself. Away with you.
Well, that's not very nice. It's what we call judging a book by its cover, friend.
What do you want, brute? I have no use for miscreants like yourself. Away with you.
So, oh, I get it. Because my magic is only 8. I presume that if I level up my magic to 10, then this person will talk with us. Yeah, that's what being brutish will get you. Pushed. Just go around calling people names. Not very nice, friend. So yeah, so let me know if I'm right about that. I suspect I am, just because that's more or less how it goes with Big Hat Logan, so. We've already talked to the friends on this side, but we've not yet talked to our friend up here. Hi, friend.
Well, I remember you. I'm glad I found you. I found some really nice trinkets. Well, we've been long acquainted, so I'm willing to part with them at a special price. But only if you buy today.
Okay, friend. He's got what looks to be an HP regen ring or something on. So he has, oh my gosh, that is so expensive. Oh, I guess for Half Moon Grass, I presume that's expensive, but we can get from the, I don't even know what the merchant's name is, the one that's currently in 1-2, if I'm using the numbering convention for the worlds right, in the second, past the second Archstone in Boletarian Palace, that we can get Crescent Moongrass for 100 apiece. So I don't know, like, it's possible that these are actually reasonable prices, but oh my, okay, that is not reasonable. That is not reasonable. 5,000 souls for a single shard of Archstone, which is just a Homered Bone. So I wonder if that's just supposed to be the only outrageously priced item he has. 60,000 souls for an MP regen ring. A nobleman's ring forged with spices recovers MP a little at a time. An extremely rare, extremely delicate piece of handiwork. And we actually have heavy arrows here, so we are going to buy, I think, as many of those as we can afford. And we'll leave ourselves with a little bit of souls.
Nothing here is stolen, I swear. I no longer partake in the whole corpse robbing thing. Yeah, no, I'm completely free from my vice. My old mother would be proud indeed. Aren't you proud of me too?
Yes, Patches, I am tremendously proud of you. Good job, friend.
Now, you see that priest and his disciples over there? They still don't trust me after that little incident behind the altar. Shouldn't they believe in forgiving and forgetting and all that? Well, I have news for them. Praying has not put food in my mouth, nor anyone else's.
So is he talking about something that we could have been privy to but we weren't? I'm going to assume that he is. Something having to do with the trap that I foiled perhaps in the previous episode. Either that or Patches has an earlier appearance that I missed, which in every game that he's in the Souls series, it's been easy to miss his first scheme, I guess.
Yeah, no, I'm complete. Nice stuff, eh? Come again. Then I'll be awaiting.
Okay, friend. Let's go talk to the clerics and see if they have anything to say about what he just mentioned.
My grandfather had unusual tastes. He often visited Stonefang Mine, where he collected rocks of all shapes and sizes. Most of them had no value, but among them he found a miracle stone shard, which he gave to me. Could this too be a sign from God?
I got bad news for you on the God front, lady. At least in this game, in the context of this game.
But among them, could this...
The God you're praying to isn't the God you think it is, but yeah.
A warrior from afar, are you? May you enjoy victory in battle. Umbasa.
So I presume that just as on the other side, and it's interesting that I knew almost right away, given the fact that all three of the people here appear to be clerics, that the other side would be occupied by sorcerers, or in this case, a single sorcerer, I guess. But yeah, we don't have 10 faith, so I presume that's why they're not giving us any more than they're giving. But at least he's nicer about it. He doesn't call us a cretin or whatever that guy called us, a brute.
Oh, Honourable One, I hesitate to...
Oh, been saying the same thing over and over again. Behind you. Let us finally head out. I think we have everything we need. We have our soul level up to 22, and our bastard sword is at +7 now. So I think we're in decent shape. So let's head to what I presume to be 3-1. Archstone of the Tower Queen. Okay. Latria, land of the Queen's Ivory Tower. An old man took revenge on the queen by locking her family in a prison with inhuman guards. All that escapes the place are the prisoners' cries. Here we go, friends. I'm scared already. Oh my god. Oh my god. I think I'm going to quickly tweet out that I'm starting Tower of Latria and that I'm online, but with the caveat that I may have to go online if the frame rate messes up, but this could be our chance. You can summon here. Well, thank you. This could be our chance to finally get some sort of online interaction going. Okay. The notice hath been tweeted. So we'll see whether anyone's able to get through, if they even try. So right away, I can see the Mind Flayers, who don't look like the friendliest creatures in this world. Not by a long shot. This is frightening, people. Oh, look at that. There's a dead undead. Thank you. A very helpful message. Yeah, that doesn't look like the most comfortable chair. Like, the chair I'm sitting on right now is pretty uncomfortable, but I think I'll stick to it. I'll get guidance, so prism stones. Again, remember, shortcut? Yeah. Or not a shortcut, based on the fact that it says remember. So we need to come back here after we get a key. Yeah, whatever's going on the bridge there. Oh, are those just like incense thingamabobbers? Someone asked me not to use the thief's ring too much. I'm sorry, friends. Oh. Someone asked me not to use the thief's ring too much. I apologize, but this area... I'm scared to death of this area. Okay, friends, we'll be back. I just need to go get a key. And I'll come let you out. Oh, what happened to you? I know that sound. I know that scream. I've heard that before. It's someone whose soul has been separate, like he's in soul form. That was scary. He's in soul form, but his body... his body is like elsewhere. At least I think that's what was happening. There's this poisonous or something? Okay. Renowned soldier's soul. Thought that was a door for a second. They're handcuffed to it in any case. Take key from wall. Again, something I don't think we've seen in a Souls game since. Because generally speaking, if they want you to pick something up, it just uses the same item shiny look. And there's no, like, secondary look to it. I guess the closest thing to this would be in Bloodborne with the notes. They sort of have a glistening effect like that. Prison of Hope. I always found that absurd whenever watching other people play this, that this is called Prison of Hope. A cast iron key with a 3 etched into it. It opens locked cells on the 3rd floor of the Prison of Hope. So I'm obviously seeing parallels here to not only Irothel Dungeon, which is the most recent episode of Let's Talk Lore, which I did together with Cassidiv, and during which I learned a lot, both about that area and about a decent amount about the Tower of Latria as well. But this also reminds me a great bit of the Research Hall in Bloodborne, because, yeah, the Research Hall also had numbered wings in a very similar way, and this sort of yellow-greenish hue of the area was replicated in both of those areas in Dark Souls 3 and in Bloodborne. So, yeah, pretty interesting. These dead rats everywhere. Oh, shite. I didn't say what soul level I was in my tweet. I'm an idiot. Ouch. My heart's breaking. You and me both, friend. You and me both. Those look like friends, but hostile friends at the same time. Let's see. Hi, friends. No, not friends at all. Or hostile friends, if nothing else. I guess that open cell was to teach us, yeah, these guys are not your friends. Okay, watch out for what? Shard of Mercury Stone. An ore that applies a strong poison to the weapon. Weapons can be strengthened by mercury stones up to a maximum level of 5. So again, another theme that we saw further explored and expanded on in Bloodborne was that of dangers of mercury poisoning. And again, precedent for it right there. Ooh, the wizard set. Well-made cloth vest, worn by official magicians. Functional shoes suited for stone floors. They are worn by official magicians. Yeah, just a basic wooden catalyst. Funny that, yeah, it really just has a step-by-step instruction manual in that, on how to use spells in that item description. Oh, but you're not my friends, are you? Oh yeah, is this the guy that follows us around? I completely forgot about that was a thing. But if it is, oh yes, praise the heavens, friend. Because you got a friend who, all right, let's go.
Help me.
Are they both following us? Yes. All right, guys. Let's get out of here. Screw this place. Come on. Come on. And the point of this playthrough wasn't really for me to just say with everything I see, oh yeah, this was the precedent for that, or this was the precedent for this. But clearly, the beasts in the Old Hunters DLC, my friend beasts, who followed me around for much of the time I spent in the DLC, although they don't do a great job allowing me space to move. Oh no. Oh, thank you, friend. He's like, here, I'll fix it. Oh, that's so nicey. Okay, you guys, you gotta go through one at a time. Okay. No, why? Why? Okay, thankfully he doesn't hurt his friends. Oh my god. Oh my god, who is it? Guys, I'm stuck here, and your friend is not being nice. Oh, it's okay, friend, it's okay. Okay, this guy. You know what they always say about bad apples spoiling it for everyone. These poor guys just want to escape. And their friend with the knife is not making it easy. Okay, no!
Please, help me.
Dude, like, do you have Tums or something? Because, like, it sounds like you're having a stomach issue, to be perfectly honest. Okay, which one's the non-friend friend? The aggressive friend. There you are, aggressive friend. Alright, I wanted to make sure that we could take them out without also taking out our friends in the process. So, we're good. We're good. Okay. So you're just a friend that doesn't follow? That's fine too. Oh, there's nothing in here. Alright, friends, let's go. Let's get going. Let's get the heck out of this prison. I would send you through the Archstone back to wherever you need to go, but I have a feeling like they don't go to the Nexus. Or that their souls are elsewhere. Okay, so I need to remember that, as that one message kindly made clear for us. So in order... You okay, friends? I know, I don't like the sounds of this place either.
Help me.
Dude, I already told you, all I have is, like, if healing grass can help, I'll help. But like those screams, it really does sound like you have a stomach issue. You might want to go get it checked out. So, yeah. I don't remember what that friend's name is. But we've already found a wizard set. One of the things that Cass have noted in our episode on... Where are our friends? Okay. I guess they're alright, like at least we freed them. Probably wouldn't be very safe for them to follow us anyway, so let's just keep going. Watch out, yeah. The environmental design here, and the shadows and everything, does a pretty excellent job of alerting you to the fact that something's going on there. But returning to my point from about 5 minutes ago or something, which I didn't fully finish, which is, yes, I agree that this game stands up very well on its own, and it's still a ton of fun to play, and I'm still having fun playing it. But I really do think that the potential for online interaction really does, it brings it to a completely different level. A couple people have made interesting points with respect to the fact that with all games that have online elements, it seems almost as though it's just... Oh, sorry, friend. You scared me. No, it's okay. Yeah, praise it. Praise the sun. That's what they're doing. They're all praising the sun. Praise it. Okay, I gotta get through here though, if you don't mind. Sniper's perch. I don't want to push you off, friend. There we go. I want to go home. I am home and I want that too. Oh, we're gonna free all the friends. You guys okay? Good stuff, friends. If I recall correctly, I believe that the bells are some sort of alarm system, such that... Hi, friends. Such that if you aggro but don't immediately kill the mind flayers, that it's basically bad news bears. Sorry, friend. Silver coronet? Guys, why are you cornering me? I know you're excited I'm here, but you need to let me get through. A crown wrought from silver. This decorative piece is only given to the famous magicians of the distinguished Jormungandr family. It is imbued with a unique spell that increases the bearer's maximum MP. Cool. So it's like... almost like the Crown of Dusk, except that increases magic damage instead of just your MP. Alright, friends. But yeah, it appears as though, just like in Irithyll Dungeon, that a disproportionate number of the prisoners here are, in fact, magicians or sorcerers. I guess they're called magicians in this game. I don't think there's any items in there. Oh no, friends. Oh no, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. Oh, one of my favorite things about the Bastard Sword moveset in this game is that it has such amazing range, and that you often kill enemies you don't intend to kill. And that was one such example of that. Renowned Soldier's Soul. Oh no, friends, this is a bad spot to trap me. Praise it! I can't see it, but I'm praising it anyway. So let's take this person's sage advice and do some sniping here. Are you guys with me? We're gonna do this together as a team. I was hoping that Patches would have poison arrows, but no such luck. Either they're praising the sun or they're raising the roof, one of the two. I suppose it is possible that they're still on a high from like the last time they were let out of their prisons. When they had whoever the guys that sings Raise the Roof come in for like a prison concert or something, because that's all they seem to be doing. No, friend. You're just gonna hide behind the pillar? I guess that's not unfair, but oh! Friend, what are you doing? When I'm aiming a bow, someone's aiming a bow, you don't stand right in front of them. I don't even see where the mine float. No! 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 Guys! Like, we're almost there. I'm trying to get you out of here. You don't go just killing yourself like that. No! What is with these hitboxes? Honestly, what is with these hitboxes? That doesn't make any sense. He wasn't anywhere near me. Friends, I'm sorry. Wow. Okay, I don't know where to go from here, so I'm going to assume that we need to go back to that door that was locked at the start. So my recording is almost in an hour at this point. So I think he's on the floor directly below us, presumably. But I think I'm going to let the recording for this episode go to about an hour and a half. Just because I want to give people ample opportunities to drop their signs or invade or whatever. But also, I don't know how much of the comment segment from the beginning of the episode we're going to put into the final one. And yeah, if I'm going to call this episode Tower of Latria 1, I'd better have something like 30 or 40 minutes of Tower of Latria footage included. So for this one episode, I'm okay, or for any episodes in which we read comments, I guess, might be a little bit longer than an hour. But for the remainder of the series, we're going to try and keep everything down to an hour max. Which, up to this point, remarkably, we've managed to do. Friend, you don't need to see this. You really don't, like, you probably shouldn't be seeing this, because this is not... Did you just try to hit me? Unknown Hero's Soul. Uh-oh. Friend, was that noise just the body falling out? Raise your hands if yes. Okay. Alright, fair enough. Zone of Ephemeral Eyes. Okay, there are a lot of friends in there. And some items too, so we might as well... Oh, it's locked. Okay, friends, I'll be back. My game just loaded for some reason. I wonder if that could possibly mean that we've been invaded. Somehow I doubt it, though. Another shortcut exit. Oh, there's the first boss of the area. Sorry, friends. So that must have been what was loading. Was the singing, which... Again, something in Dark Souls 2 for which the precedent is now obviously, or was obviously, Demon Souls. We're getting frame drops. And the sound's dragging again. Yeah, it's delayed by like a second, so I'm gonna quit and reload. Alright, we may now be offline, so if you were trying to invade me, I sincerely apologize. But yeah, I have no control over what it does after the save quits. Like when you save quit, you would think that it would say you're either connected or not connected, but it just says connecting, it shows you the connected message, and then you go into the game and all of a sudden you're not offline. Or you're not online, I should say. Unknown hero's soul. Well, sorry, unknown hero, that happened to you. That's not a nice death. Assassin set. Glossy black leather clothes. They function as thick skin and offer protection without hindering the wearer's movement. They are especially good at resisting poisons. They are impermeable to water, allowing one to perform dangerous work. And black leather shoes that muffle footsteps, used by thieves and assassins who need to stay hidden in the shadows. Either way, they are not used for good. A thin cloth mask which covers the nose and mouth for thieves and assassins who need to mask their breath. Either way, it isn't used for good. Well, we're going to subvert that, and we're going to use the assassin mask. I suppose it's debatable as to whether or not we're using it for good, but we're going to try and use it for good. For freeing friends. Okay, before we go any further, because I hear the bell of a mind flayer, and it's very, very close. I just want to make sure we didn't miss anything here. This was the cell in here with all the friends, I believe. Yeah, alright. So we're like right above the... Whoa, my... Oh, that scared the living daylights out of me. Oh, friends, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Wow, it's a good thing we came back. Now, please just don't go committing suicide right away. Or getting them while you're already in my way, but... Okay, we're going this way, guys. I don't know if that was actually... Oh, shite. was close. At least they don't drain your max HP. At least they don't drain your max HP. Oh, see you later. Very low standards, but... Okay, so no actual lore on the keys other than specific directions of where they're supposed to be used and the etchings on them. Which I suppose could be considered lore, but... No! Wow, I fell right into that. Okay. Okay, friends. You gotta go through the door one at a time. One at a time. You're not all gonna get out. Okay, that's good. That's one. You're not all gonna get out if you all are trying to go through the door at the exact same time. There's too many of you. Okay. Maybe they'll figure it out eventually. Oh, more friends. Oh no, are you an aggressive friend? So many friends. I don't even know what to do with all these friends. I don't know. No! Friends. Wow, it's like FromSoft is testing my even though it wasn't a thing, secret dagger. And it certainly wasn't a thing, like, you know, it's not like FromSoft ever has watched any of my videos. But, oh, come on. Come on. They want too much friendship. I like friends. I think this might be too much friendship, though. Even I have limits. Okay. Oh. It's like FromSoft is like, oh, he wants friends, eh? I got all turned around now. Oh, shit. Oh, that's not good. Oh, we're... Oh, I just barely dodged that. Get wrecked, these stupid squid people. Fresh spice. Every time I pick up a new spice, I think it's like a name for one of the new spice girls. Like, oh yeah, this is our newest member. She's Fresh Spice. Oh shite. They're not too bad as long as they don't catch you off guard. Don't know what it would be like dealing with many of them at the same time, though. Okay, it's not the boss. But I did mention earlier that there was an NPC that we were supposed to kill in order to kill a boss, because otherwise the boss just revives itself in perpetuity, but... And that's where we just fell down a couple of minutes ago. So yeah, just like the Milfinitos in Dark Souls 2, she stops singing as soon as you find her. You got some nice trinkets there, friend. A nice little carpet, too. And you're certainly looking snazzy. Yeah, snazzy is one way of putting it.
You're an ordinary human, aren't you? Where do you call home? Dear me, I shouldn't pry. Oh, perhaps you'd like something from my collection. I've had better days. I was once the wife of royalty, and I have some nice things to show for it.
So I think that's Uria's voice actor. Uria from Dark Souls 3, that is, not from this game. I don't know why they reuse the same, like, I know it's not technically the same series, but come on, FromSoft. Ring of Avarice, 50,000 souls. A luxurious gold ring fitted with a large jewel. It allows its wearer to obtain more souls when slaying enemies. It was once a symbol of wealth and debauchery. So this is basically the Silver Serpent ring from the Dark Souls games.
Before, there were many others trapped here, but they went mad and ventured above of their own volition. Redemption? There exists no such thing.
It's Yosefka's voice actor. I said Yuria, I think I was actually wrong about that. It's Yosefka. I couldn't quite put my finger on who it was, but that's definitely Yosefka.
The queen banished her depraved old husband from the land. He returned in strange golden garb with foul demons in tow. They pillaged great Latria, land of the learned, and locked us in this dungeon. Since then, they've been feeding off our souls, telling us over and over that if we go above, we will be granted redemption.
Jesus Christ. Wow.
I know the truth. The church goddess may die, but never for long. And we are trapped below forever.
Okay, so I'm thinking of the rite that I think we're coming up against the Fool's Idol. And she's going, either she or another merchant is going to revive the boss. So we're not going to kill her, just in case it's not actually her. But yeah, at least we know.
Redemption.
And I assume it is her because she just directly basically told you that the boss can't die.
Thank you. Now I can stay here for a little while longer.
Don't mention it, friend. Thank you for the shield. Sorry, any friends who got caught in the crossfire there. This one's still got a knife. Oh, unless that's a dead body. Oh my gosh, Havoc Physics Engine, why you do this to me? No, friends, there's too much friendship. We have to have a conversation about consent and about boundaries, because, you know, I know you're happy that I'm letting you free, but we also have to find our way out of here first. So don't go trying to all hug me all at once just yet. Like I said, boundaries, consent. But I suppose those are probably not things that they teach you in this prison, so fair enough. Guys, do you know if there's any friends who are about to pop out at us here? I suppose we'll find out. So I guess these are the closest things to chests that we've come across up to this point. I'm just waiting for one of them to be a mimic. Unknown Hero Soul. Why do only some of them make that noise when you open it for some reason? Ring of Magical Sharpness. The soft ring bearing a light green seal increases magic attack power, decreases defense against magic. Made by Gary, a friend of Sage Frake, the Visionary, who is known for his magical handicrafts. The seal's design is a left-facing man. Unknown Hero Soul. No, friends, no, that's not. Don't go. Oh, poisoned. That ain't good. Is this what I get for trusting friends? And trying to discriminate because, okay. It's you non-friends, friends. Okay, you're cool. Get out. Just be careful. Yeah, backstab really is the best way to deal with them. We are going to need to have some poison. Poison healing items equipped. And we only have 3 of them, so that's not good. But we do also have the Dark Moon Grass, which I really don't want to use because we only have 3 of them, and for all I know, they're just as rare as Divine Blessings are. But yeah, we should keep them equipped nevertheless. Some people did share some helpful tips concerning... Friend, no! Get out of there. Concerning how I should manage my hotbar with all the different types of grass, and the consensus, at least as best as I can recall, and I read all the comments even though we're not reading a lot of them on the show here, the consensus seemed to be you should have 1 medium-size heal and 1 full heal or 3/4 heal or whatever, but we don't have very many of the higher level healing grasses just yet, so we're going to stick with what we have for now. I feel like we're missing a ton of stuff, that I miss a ton of stuff up there, but I'm also trying to be cognizant of the length of this episode and how long we've been recording. So yeah, for now we're just going to keep the Crescent Moongrass on our person and just pop them like they're the most basic life gems from Dark Souls 2. Oh, friends, I'm sorry. This is such a hopeful prison. It really is. Oh, wow. Oh! Is this the friend with the diarrhea? Are you the oh no, you're someone else, I guess? What is going on in there? Got a little portal there, friend? Oh. Can't really see, so I guess we'll be back. Certainly be back for that, friend. It's much easier for them in this game to block off certain pathways such that you can't proceed when compared to the Dark Souls games, where often if there was, like, if that was in Dark Souls right there, if we had a jump button, or jump function I should say, I would have immediately just tried to leap over there. And it might be possible with rolls in Demon Souls, I don't know, but friends, can you, like, do your worship over here, please? Yeah, and I'm sorry also if I've not been doing as much commentary in this episode as usual, just because my throat feels so scratchy and awful that it actually hurts to talk a little bit. And I was feeling this a little bit yesterday during the live stream. My voice kept cracking for some reason, and you know, it generally cracks every now and then, but not the extent to which it was cracking yesterday. And, you know, I was thinking, oh, I hope I'm not getting sick, but I woke up today and it was just like, oh man, I just did not want to get out of bed. But I'm officially lost at this point. But yeah, I probably would decide to record another episode were it not for the fact that I still have still have to edit episodes 8 and 9, and episode 7 is being published tomorrow. So since I've started this playthrough, because it takes about 8 hours to render a 45-minute episode of this series, I generally want to make sure that I'm rendering an episode when I go to sleep. Because in that way, I wake up, I upload it to YouTube, and then it's good to go for the following day. And right now, the only episode I have up there is being published at 2 p.m. on the 19th of December, so the Tuesday. So I would like to have an episode rendering when I go to sleep tonight so that I can upload it and then have one for the following day. So I've been trying to release an episode a day, and I'm not married to that, especially if I'm feeling worse tomorrow than I am today. I'm not married to that idea, but that's what I'm trying to do. And yeah, I haven't done any editing on episode 8 yet, so I need to edit and render episode 8 before I go to sleep tonight, which means that I'm probably going to call it a night after recording this episode, but depends on how I feel. And I'm just completely lost right now. I don't know where we're supposed to go.
Oh, human are you? I am Freyk. I have been trapped here for ages. Perhaps you could help me get out of here. I am a sage, and I can lend you my power in return. Oh, take heed of those octopus-headed guards.
We found Sage Freyk. Cool. And yes, I've already taken heed. Thank you for your very helpful advice.
Perhaps you could help me get out of here. I am a sage, and I can lend you my power in return. Oh, take heed of those octopus-headed guards.
Are you just going to be mean because our magic skill is only 8? You're not going to be upset that I didn't put an additional 2 levels into magic? Alright, I'll find a key. We'll get you out of here, don't worry. See you in a bit, friend. Okay, we dropped down from up there. But we have... I don't think we've dropped down here yet. So I think that's where we need to go. Or not. Well, in any case, I think that's going to do it for this episode. So thank you all very, very much for joining me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.